Welcome to the first episode of Biking with Brian. One thing to keep in mind is that if the weather forecast says the temperature is 40 degrees, once you start riding your bike, it's going to feel more like 30 or even 25. The first basic rule is wear layers. The first layer should be composed of some sort of insulating fabric, such as famous Under Armour stuff. You can find pretty cheaply, maybe at some discount stores such as Marshall's or stores like that. They usually have these on stock for pretty cheap, like $10. Or you can always go with the biking specific gear, but these are usually more expensive. But this one has worked for me. You usually want to wear about 2 to 3 layers, 4 maybe in some extreme cases. But three works for me most of the times, you know. So insulating layer, shirt. Same for the bottom, you know, insulating layer, and then do sometimes jeans works for me if it's really snowy. Might want to go with snow pants. I usually get this from Marshall's as well for really cheap. I remember getting some for like $20 there. It's not that bad for snow pants. The top layer should be composed of water resistant and wind resistant material. So wool socks is the best choice you can go with. For gloves, I usually do snowboarding gloves. Those are pretty thick. They work pretty well. And for my face, get a face mask. That's the best thing. Or if you just happen to have a scarf, what I usually do is just get a scarf, wrap around my face like this, and there it is. Sort of face mask like this. Really easy. Tuck it in here, put it in your jacket, throw it over, you're good to go. Or get a face mask. Also, when snowing, or even when it's not snowing, just because it's really cold out there and all the wind's hitting your face, snowboarding goggles, I really like wearing those. It just makes my entire face really warm. Nothing, especially if you have sensitive eyes, which I think I do, and just that wind hitting your face, just all start tearing, and those tears freeze. It's not a nice feeling. For your top of the head. When you wear a helmet, it's kind of a tough thing to take care of, but you just a thin knitted hat or something to protect the top part of your head, and then put it over your helmet. Let's move on to your bike and your style of riding. First, your bike and the components. The rear fender will always be very, very useful. You don't want to splash snow and slush all over your back. Front fender, it's not really that necessary, but it does help sometimes. Keep your bike very well maintained, especially your brakes. Brakes are going to be really important for winter riding. Since during winter, like during snowy conditions, really the most important thing is I find out is to keep a good amount of traction on your rear wheel, so your riding technique is going to be different. Like I said, what you want to do is usually ride more upright than you usually would to keep the weight on the back of the wheel, on the rear wheel. Also, it goes for same thing goes for steering. You don't want to just do sharp turns out of nowhere, crazy turns, lean too much. But the turns are mainly controlled by your body. Like when you ride on snow, just slow turns, don't go crazy with it. For brakes are really important. You don't want to smash in that front brake. You don't want to do that. You will totally lose control of your bike once you hit that front brake. The rear brake is the most helpful in this case. You can control the bike's probably going to drift in some instances, but with the rear brake, you're able to control it way more. You have way more control on your bike than as if you use the front brake. So you can use both brakes to help you stop, but don't slam on the brakes. Don't put your weight on the front wheel, especially if you're steering and the weight's in that front wheel. That bike's just going to slide right underneath you. For tires, you want to keep your tires in their relatively low pressure lower than you will usually ride on a warm day. This is especially really good if you do for like on a road bike. Just have those really skinny tires. Mountain bike, those usually run at low pressure, so there's no problem with that. But the road tires, you want to run low pressure on those to maximize the amount of surface that makes contact with the road, which will make handling on snow better. During the ride, if you have a chance, you stop real quick. Just get some of the ice or snow that collects in your brake pads to keep those brake pads clean, and so you can brake efficiently. Also, after a ride, you want to put your bike near a warm place, let all the snow melt from it. Make sure to get that salt off your bike after a ride. Keep it well lubricated, chain, gears, sprockets, everything. Don't forget to leave a comment, suggestions, or any other questions you might have. We'd be very well appreciated. And that's it for today. And JS Man says bye.